And hello, everybody, to this info session 21 in January 2022 already. Let's start this. For the new people, welcome. For the people who already know a lot, maybe you learned some more today. So keep your focus here, shut the door, put away all the other devices and listen to me, what I have to say, because this can change your mind, your life, absolutely your life, not only your mind. Okay, let's start. Who am I? I am Kaat Jacobs. I am the communication manager of the crowdfunding platform Skyworld Community. And I got in contact with the Skyworld community in 2017. I was amazed by the technology and that we had the chance to fund this technology. And let me put my mic on, because I am not sure if you guys hear me very well. So in 2018, the board members asked me to follow a course, a business course. And yes, I said yes. And this was a business course. Can you hear me, guys? Can anybody hear me? Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, good. Because we want a recording with sound, yes? Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you for replying. So in 2018, the board members asked me to come to a business coach, and I did. There were 130 people, and from all over the world. And after a year in another country, 1 year, every month in another country, we followed a course by Yuri Galata. And it was an amazing course. It was a tough course, but it was good. And after a year, all the members chose 3 leaders of the leaders team, and I was one of them. So the board members asked me to become the communication manager. And who are the board members? Let me introduce you the board members to you of Skyworld Community. This first picture is Evgeny Kudryshov. He is the financial director. Then you have Irina Volkova. She's an engineer, and she's taking care of people who are responsible for the countries, different countries, and we're represented now in all countries all over the world. Then Mr. František Solar, the middle picture, he's also an engineer and a big businessman, and he goes together with Dr. Maslov, traveling all over the world to see for the places of new projects for the technology. And then, of course, this is Dr. Maslov. Dr. Maslov is doctor in economics and a lawyer, and he gets my most difficult questions. Then you have Alexei Suderikov, and he is the youngest of them all, and he's also an engineer and very interested in IT and lead system and cryptocurrency. So yes, it is a good group of people who support each other very well. Then what is Skyworld Community? What do we offer? We are a crowdfunding platform. So actually we are the fund of Unitsky String Technology, the technology, transportation technology that will change our lives forever very soon. What do we offer? We offer a convertible loan. And you can have 2 choices, or you get your money back after 3 years with 4% interest, or you can have dividend shares of the Unitsky String Technology. And everybody's choosing for the second one. Why? Because it's a unique opportunity. So why are we putting so much time and effort and energy in and money in this technology? Well, this is a innovative transportation technology. That means it does not exist yet. yeah, and it is above the ground. So because of it's above the ground, there is no traffic jams. Plus, it is working on electricity, no pollution, and it's so unique. There's space engineering in it. It can be built anywhere, anywhere. And we know that Mother Nature gives us a lot of problems in the current transportations. We all know that. And we ourselves made a big mess. And we all know that also we all have troubles to get on time somewhere. We get stuck in traffic jams. There's a lot of pollution. There's a lot of negativity of the current transportation. Yes, and we all know that. So we give a hassle-free, Unitsky String Technology gives a hassle-free, clean, and very smooth, different, new, innovative transportation. You can see also containers, not only passengers. So, and at this moment, there is no competition. How do I know this? Because I was in meetings in one of the biggest ports in the world, and that is Antwerp Harbor, my home country, Belgium. And Antwerp Harbor is huge. And they have, the last 12 years, no solution for their container transportation and passenger transportation. And this is not the only, it's not the only port that has problems with this. So there is a big opportunity. So what does this transportation offer us? Let me hide the floating panel. So we have these vehicles. We started in the beginning with the Unibike. Yes, the Unibike, 2 people, and the Unibus, 14 people. And then we got more demands. We got more demands faster. This one goes 500 kilometers. Bigger, yeah, this can transport 172 people. Then climate, this is a vehicle that there's resistance against very high temperatures and sand. And then this one is resistance against very low temperature. And so we have a solution for everything. You can also see here the container transportation. This is for grit and sand. This is for loading and unloading, for example, ships or containers or trucks and so on. And this little one is the smaller of them all and the lightest of them all. And this can reach and be built anywhere in the world. So anywhere in the world, this vehicle can be built and you can transport people to there. Isn't that amazing? So we started with this one, the Unibike. And this one is a real picture. So they already exist. And this is not a dummy. This is a real vehicle. Then you have the Unibus. This is also a real picture. Here it goes. And then the Unicar. This is a real picture. Yes, it's hanging on the rails, tested, certified. Then you have the Unitruck. Real picture, already on the tracks, certified. And the Unitrans for loading and unloading, real picture, certified. And then this little one, remember that I told you this can be built anywhere? Well, our CEO and inventor, he created this drone. And you can see it's as big as a helicopter. You can see the people in the back. And this is not a helicopter. It is a drone and it's remote controlled. This vehicle, this drone, can lift 1 ton. And it can lift, for example, this anchor. So this anchor can be flown anywhere. Then a helicopter will come with a few people who put the anchors in the ground. And that's it. No destruction of environment, no destruction of nature. Can you imagine? So that's amazing, yeah? Okay, and the questions are after. I see that people raise their hands. Questions are after the recording. So this is Uniflash, or the high speed. And this is a real picture. This is a picture of the Berlin Fair in 2018 or 19, I'm not sure, but I was there. And this is a fair, an international, the biggest transportation fair in the world. 1.5 million people come there, professional people, so experts, no public, it's not open for public. And we were there and blew everybody's mind. You see here the interior, this is a real picture. It's like, well, it's like a VIP jet. It's wonderful to sit in there. It's amazing. Then the Unicorn, this was built during the pandemic. This transportation wasn't existing 2 years ago, and everything got shut down. So the CEO decided, let's build a container transportation, because remember, I was in the harbor and they had big container transportation problems, and this is not the only harbor. So what did our CEO do, Mr. Unitsky? He created a container transportation. You can see it there, $1 per ton the kilometer. So that's very, very, very cheap. Yeah, and you see it hanging on the tracks. It still needs to be certified, but it will happen very soon. Here you see engineers working on the chassis, and here you see it on the tracks in Belarus and here in Sharjah. So how does the technology work? Let me reveal you the secret. This is the metal frame of the rail, and the metal frame is filled up with flexible concrete. This is a patent of our CEO. And so that means that the rail can't break. It can't stand tsunamis, earthquakes, floods, you name it. Yeah. And then you see these little dots here. These are not dots. These are metal strings. And these metal strings are spinned around each other, twisted around each other. And so they can bear very heavy load. And then on top, this is also a CEO pattern, is a special combination of metal. And why is it so special? Well, the wheel has the same metal, is made out of the same metal. And when the wheel drives over the metal, there is almost no friction. So that means no sound, and then less energy consumption. And I forgot to say that the flexible concrete is also sound absorbing. So if you are driving in the vehicle, you do not hear or feel that the vehicle is driving. You have to look outside, and I can tell you that from my personal experience. I drove in these vehicles, and you don't feel and hear that you're moving. You have to look outside. And because of the special anchors, the ride is 5 times smoother and 3 times stronger. And we can build anywhere, above water, above mountains, and over mountains and over valleys. Yes, so the rails are anchored double. Okay, and then Sarah, can you let some people in? Thank you. And then you have 3.
Can you make me host again?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, well, I can't, because then I have to stop the meeting. So we have 3 flexible, we have 3 rails, and you have the flexible one. This is especially in remote areas. You can see there can be 5 kilometers between the anchors. So that's a lot of space, yeah? And this one is especially for very heavy load. So for example, to a harbor or on a track where there has to be a lot of passengers transported, or a container, for example. So, for example, between two cities, or from a harbor to the city, or from an airport to a city. And then the highest one here is like, you can say like a tram, or I have to let these people in just a second. It's like a tram or a train or a metro, but then above the ground, above everything. Yeah, no traffic jams. And you see here how the rails look like inside. You see the flexible concrete here. Yes. And then you see these dots. These are the strings who are spiraled around each other so they can bear very heavy load. Isn't that genius? It's amazing. You can see here a three-dimensional example. Here you can see these metal strings sticking out, then the flexible concrete, and then the special metal on top. Here is the wheel made out of the same metal. So I told you this is no friction, no sound. Then you have the heart of the technology, that is an engine that runs on any natural environment-friendly fuels. Yeah, it's also a patent of our CEO. Our CEO is a genius. I'll tell you more about him. So what are the advantages? So first of all, the aerodynamics are mind-blowing. A normal car, for example, has an aerodynamic, the CX, that's how the aerodynamics are expressed, of 0.4. You see, the air gets trapped underneath the car and it swirls at the back and it pulls the car a little bit backwards, so the car needs extra fuel to get forward. A Formula One car is a little bit, well, half of it better, but still it has the same problem. You can see it, right? The air is still trapped underneath the vehicle and it's swirling at the back. Then the U-Sky is above the ground. So no trapping of air, absolutely smooth ride, and the CX is 0.06. So that means if this vehicle passes you, you will not hear it, you will not feel it, and the leaves on the ground, the leaves on the trees will not move. Isn't that amazing? Then, of course, because of the aerodynamics, it takes a lot less fuel, And it's not only the high speed that has a special shape, but the aerodynamics are amazing. Yeah. So much more less fuel to move forward. And other parameters. Let me compare other parameters with the current transportation. Well, the capital cost, that means how much does this cost to be built? And you see, it beats every current transportation. Then the operation costs, so that means to maintain the tracks and the vehicles. See how low the operation costs are. And then the energy consumption, I told you why, yeah? Remember the friction, the aerodynamics, yeah? So the energy consumption is also very low. But boom, the capacity of transporting whatever has to be transported is a major big difference with all the rest. So, and then the last two is, for me, one of, well, the most important ones is, and I think for a lot of people, the environment pollution is very, very low. And the safety is very high. So the accident rates are very, very low. Remember, we're in the air and the vehicles are equipped with AI, so they cannot bump into each other. And they are programmed to not bump in anything. Well, then let's compare delivery time and the delivery costs. You see the airplane, you see a car, you see a train, and you see a ship. And look where we are. So we do a very good performance. Yeah, the cost is very low and the delivery time is almost as fast as an airplane. Yeah, but Kaat, there are others. Yeah, I speak there's no competition. Well, I will show you there's no competition, because let me compare the monorail, the magnet levitation, and the hyperloop. Thank God they're all eco-friendly and they are quite safe. Yeah, but then they all need a flat ground. A flat ground. Do you know what we have to do to get a flat ground before building? Before building, huh? It takes a lot of time, effort, money before you can build. And for us, there's no limit. We can build anywhere. The only thing we need is anchors in the ground. Yes, yeah, but Hyperloop is very fast, Kaat. Yes, but see what cost. See how big the costs are. 100 million and more the kilometer. Did you know that a normal train track costs 22 million the kilometer? So that is amazing, yeah? Okay. Well, people will be surprised. Well, I have this question, who designed this? Who had this idea? Well, let me introduce you to our CEO, Anatoly Unitsky Eduardovich. This man, I always say, if this man was an actor, he would be world famous. This man has 150 inventions on his name. He wrote 20 books and he wrote 200 scientific papers. This man is a genius. I had the privilege to talk to him a few times, and he is always in his mind to improve the environment, to improve what goes wrong in the world. And there's a lot that goes wrong in the world, correct? So he built a museum in one of the test parks, and this museum is wallpapered all over with his design, because this man, it took him 40 years to design the technology. Here he is on this picture with his first test vehicle that is still existing and shown off in one of the test parks, and namely the one in Belarus. And this is his last design. This is Sky Space. And he has this idea, this ingenious idea, to take all the factories into space. So we have a huge green planet. And I'm sure he will do it. I mean, it's amazing. So let me show off some patents of him. I told you he has 130 patents on his name from all over the world. And he took the technology all over the world. Yes. And you see him here talking with me, with two people of the National Railroad of Belgium. And these guys said that the train company were in big trouble because there were too many passengers and not enough trains. And if Unitsky had solutions. And of course we do, because we can run over trains. And then also he is married and has a very smart wife. She's an engineer also. She supports him, and she's also a very good businesswoman. And so she keeps the business running, and so Unitsky can be with his mind with the designs and the technology. So what is the result of all these years collecting money for this technology? First of all, let me show you the building. This is our office building. This building, there are 600 employees working there, very high educated people. And it's very, very safe. It is the security is quite high. So, and this building is in Minsk, and Minsk is in Belarus, and Belarus is a country between Russia and Europe. Yes, it's an independent country. You see here below this picture all the people who work for Unitsky and all the vehicles in the back. It's a wonderful picture. Then we have a factory. We make everything at home. We started with this building in the middle, and then the blue one, and then the white one at the right side, because we had to expand. And then you see here a picture down below with the tropical vehicle that can resist very high temperatures and sand. Sand can be very lethal to technology. And then at the right side, you see a vehicle that can stand very low temperatures. And people tell me, God, these vehicles are all made out of glass. How can they be safe, you know, running through the air? Well, this is also a patent of the CEO. This glass, it is called some sort of smart glass, and this glass can resist very, very, for example, an impact of a very sharp thing, you know, impacting in the glass, and it will not break at 500 kilometers an hour. So that is amazing. And it also regulates the temperature in the vehicle automatically. Then we have our first test park. I've been there twice. It's an amazing place. It's beautiful. It's very green. And there is an eco house, a self-sufficient house. It's completely self-providing. And it's here. This is the eco house. You see here this picture, beautiful. I've been there, I've been in there, wow. And you see, it is just before a pond where there are fish, and here there are fruit trees, and there's a greenhouse in between the big trees. If delegates from all over the world come and visit us, they get fish out of the pond, they get vegetables and fruit from our own gardens. And why are we doing that? To show them that the technology is completely ecological. Here you can, if you count very well, then you see 7 tracks. Yeah, you see 7 different tracks, and the vehicles are tested here. The rails are tested here. The anchors are tested here. And this was a very ugly place. It was a swamp, and we made something very beautiful. Then the second test park is next to Dubai. A lot of people ask me the address. You can make a screenshot. Before you want to go there, this test park is in Sharjah. Before you go there, you have to contact the test park to see if it is open for public, because they are still working on some rails. And here you see Unitsky and the CEO of Sharjah very proudly at this board, yeah, on the road, showing where to go. This is the latest station. It's a terminal for cargo and passenger that was built. And this is a very special picture for me. I'm there in the middle. It was a very hot day, and it was celebration of put the first anchor into the ground in Sharjah. And the leaders team was invited, and it was amazing to be a witness of that. Then we also were a member of the government summit in 2019. We attended the government summit, and in 2021. And of course, it went viral, and it was all over in the news. Then we ended up in CNN Business and Fox News, and then we had a tsunami of phone calls, emails from all over the world. And we are ready to enter the global market in 2022. So we are ready. That means there will be a new transportation in the world this year. So, you know, cars, you know, trucks, trains, trams, metros, and now there will be Unitsky, a transportation above the ground. And yes, there were in our test parks, and that's why we built it. There were a lot of delegates from all over the world visiting us. So, where are we now with the fund? We are in stage 14.2. We started in 2014. In stage 8, there was no risk. We have enough assets to pay back all the investors. So that means we have one stage to go. And every stage is approximately 25 million. So this is the last chance. It's the last track of the train. Yeah, it's the last step of our our goal. And our goal was huge, and we did it. We entering the market now. The world knows about us. Most of our vehicles are certified, and yeah, we're here. And if you want to be a part of this, if you want to be a co-owner, that means that you're a owner of the technology, you can step in as low as $50. You get 800 shares. And you also have packages that you can pay off every month. And so it's this investment is open for every budget. There are more than 400,000 investors from all over the world. We're represented now in every country. So what are we offering? Well, if you choose for the co-ownership, then you get dividend shares. Dividend shares give you a piece of the profit every year. How much? 20% of the profit of the company will go to the shareholders. That's a lot. Normally it's 6%. In our case, it's 20%. 20% of the profit will go to the share owners, and that will be divided per share. So you get, the more shares you get, the more you will earn. And this is for the rest of your life, because Unitsky String Technology gives 100-year guarantees on the track. That is more than one life. Yeah. So your children and maybe your grandchildren also will benefit from this investment you make today. Yes, it is inherited. You understand, in your back office, if you get connected with our platform, then you can go to personal and then settings, and you can fill in the people or the organization that you want to give your shares to if you leave this beautiful planet. And yes, the shares will be one of these years on the stock market. So that means you can sell them. But would you sell the goose with the chicken with the golden eggs? Yes. Think about it. The first 4 years will not be that big amount. Why? Because the first 4 years, there will be all sort of small projects. But big projects take a long time. So after 4 years, there will be much more profit every year. How will it be sent to you? Well, you can or open a bank account in a special bank that are specialized in stocks, or you can get your profit in crypto. Yes. All right. I hear that somebody didn't mute. Let me quickly look for Sarah so she can help me out. So if people make her co-host. Okay. So please mute. Thank you. Then what about the stock market? People hear about shares and they think about the stock market because people are not educated. Well, there's more than that. So we are in the pre-IPO. That means that we didn't go to the stock market. We are in the beginning, the start of a company. And the shares of, can you please mute? And the shares are still very, very cheap, very cheap. And if we go on the stock market with other shares than the shares we are having in our possession, we have dividend shares in our possession. These are called the B shares or the A-class shares. If we go on the stock market, there will be the A shares or the B-class shares. And you can sell them and buy them and hopefully make some profit. But what influence has this? As a lot of people will be interested to buy these shares and make some profit, the value of the company will go up. The profit of the company will be bigger. And the more profit, the more dividends we get. This is the only way the IPO has impact on our shares. You can sell your shares after 180 days as the company goes on the stock market. But then the big companies will be getting rich with your shares. And they, of course, are waiting for that. So there will be people not informed and they will make that decision and have the rest of their lives regret of their action. So I always say, get in this rapidly growing train, yes, because it is going fast now. The big fish are coming in. We still have very, very good promotion from the Christmas and New Year. It's not going to last a lot, only a week, but it is discount of 90. That means for one share, you get 90, sorry, for $1, you get 90 shares. For $1, you get 90 shares. So if you buy $500, you get 45,000 shares. If you buy for $1,000, hello, yes, you get 90,000 shares. Oh, my ears, that was painful. Okay, so and these shares you can also pay off in months. Then you have the other packages in one-time payment also, and you have packages to pay off. Yes, but the promotion now is very, very profitable. And you can see the shares are still very, very, very cheap. Yeah, 0.03, 0.02, 0.04. The more you buy, the cheaper you get them. Yes. Then how do you get your hands on these shares? You have to connect with our platform, SkyWorld Community Platform, by a person who invited you here. And if you were not invited, please contact me. My team will help you out, because your back office, we call it the back office, to connect to our platform, you have to be verified and to show that you're a real person and to go against frauds, yeah, and money laundering, of course. So what do we need from you? Your name, email address, and your phone number. Also note, this is the only correct address. There are hackers on the net. So if you Google Skyway or SkyWorld Community or Unitsky, please notice that the browser address is correct. It is best to send this browser address to yourself in a mail and start from there. Now, some people lost money because they Googled the name and they logged in through a hacker. And that is very sad, and we can't do a thing about it. Then there's also the app on Android. It's for free. You can install it. Look for Sky World Community, SWC. This is our logo. This is my phone. You can put it on English. And you can see everything here. The news, your team, because there's a team structure on it. Your shares, everything you can see on it. If people have some problems with the app lately, they are looking for a solution. The technical support is looking what is going on. Some people can exit and some people don't. So they are looking for what is going on. Yesterday, I had somebody call me saying, I can't enter on my phone, and technical support already is on it. If you want to have updates from whatever we are doing on the platform and the technology, please connect with me in my group, Sky World No Millionaires. It started with a joke. And there was the right hand of Unitsky in Innotrans, this fair in Berlin. And he told me the people who invested in this technology are the new millionaires of the world. So I told my colleague, the ambassador of Nigeria, that's a good name for a Facebook group. And so we did. And now there are more than 10,000 people in there, and every day even more. So please connect with me, and I will answer personally all your questions in the group. And so if there are questions I can't answer, then I will, of course, get in contact with Dr. Maslov, our lawyer, and he will answer me any question. So please take advantage of that. So let me stop sharing my screen, and then I will stop the recording and you can ask me any question.